have my Yuxiang F11-N here with me. I'm gonna fly it today. You're gonna see that it looks a bit different, and that's because I've put an FPV camera in its cockpit. I've also given it a little paint job. Yeah, we'll be flying this and I'll be showing you the onboard footage shortly too. So yeah, let's give it a go. Alright, we're gonna take off for like the first time. This is literally the first flight after all my modifications. Let's go. We've got some beautiful scenery over here. It's some shrubbery with that beautiful red desert sand. Unfortunately, the goggles that I have was running out of battery, so I basically made like a quick loop and landed over here. I hope you guys enjoy it though. We'll have a second flight coming up soon. It's rather windy, so helicopter's a little bit shaky today. You'll see that like pretty much across my two flights. I'm really aiming for that smooth buttery landing over here. Need to be real quick because the battery is running very low. I would call that a success. Let's go on to the next flight. Now we're at our second location. We're gonna be taking off this open field over here. It's real rocky, so I had to spend some time looking for some flat surface. If you take off from like uneven ground, helicopter is very likely to crash. Alright, we're taking off and we're gonna switch to first person view now. Now in this second flight, we're gonna switch from first to third person view a couple of times, just to give you an idea of what's it like to be up in the air, and also what does it look like on the ground from like a spectator point of view. The place that we're flying at right now, it's really nice too. As you can see, it's like red sand, bunch of trees, shrubbery. It's a footpath. Now, when I'm a bit more confident, I might think of flying lower and following the footpath to get sort of like better footage. But at this moment, I'm still very unfamiliar with this helicopter. I just finished modifying it, and you know, for all the money that I've spent on it, I don't want to crash it like straight away. So when I'm more confident, I might think of flying lower. And you know, being a bit more aggressive with my turns and whatnot. But for today, it's just very nice chill flight, just looking around the scenery and trying not to crash mostly. I really am quite happy with this setup. It's small enough to bring with you every day. You know, you could fly this every day. The batteries, they're easy to charge, comes with that modular battery and a charging plug. I think it's really convenient to just charge up, and with that carrying case, you know, to bring around, you could fly this every day, no problem. It's not bulky. You can, you know, bring it with you quite easily. Only downside to this though is it doesn't have GPS. I used to have the GPS version, but it crashed. That's why I have the non-GPS version now. I'm not too confident with this brand's GPS module. But you know, maybe if they improve it next time, I might consider buying. But at the moment, no GPS for me, from this brand at least. Alright, we're coming in for our final landing. As you can see, I've removed my FPV goggles. This field, yeah, it's really rocky. I don't want to land like lopsided and crash my heli, so I'm doing it with line of sight. You want to be really careful with these things. You know, heli can crash for a lot of reasons, so just be really careful. Take, you know, all these small little things into consideration if you want your heli to last. Hello again. So how did we get this from the base F11-N. Now, what you will need are these items over here. So, some acrylic paint pens, a little mini drill so you can get into the cockpit, soldering kit. This is some double-sided tape, really strong ones. Two small batteries, 7.4 volts. Some JST plugs. Of course, you need your FPV setup. In this case, it's the Avatar Walk Snail Pro Kit V2. And in the cockpit, we have a Avatar Walk Snail Nano V3 camera. The camera that comes with the Pro Kit, it doesn't fit in there. So a good idea would just to get the Avatar Walk Snail Nano Kit if it's available. Alright, so the first thing that I did was I had to also replace the coaxial wire for the camera with one that's 30 centimeters. You can also buy that off the Walksail website. I got it off AliExpress. So you gotta unscrew the VTX, put it in there. Same thing for the camera. If you're swapping to the Nano V3, unscrew that and put it in. Next, I kind of stuck the camera in first into the cockpit, and you can do that by first unscrewing these 4 screws on the cockpit. Once you unscrew that, the cockpit just comes up by itself, and using the double-sided tape, I taped the camera into the cockpit. That's like just a little small space in front of the flight controller where you can like perfectly sit the camera there. Next thing I did was I kind of put this all the way to the back and stuck it there, and then based on where your wire is, you kind of gotta use the drill to cut a hole. Yeah. The next thing is getting your VTX power. So I soldered the JST plug onto the power supply, but it's probably a good idea to do that before you stick the VTX onto the helicopter, just so that you can avoid any potential burn marks. In my case, there wasn't really burn marks, but just do it before to avoid that. Yeah. Next, what I did was I did use some electrical tape just to give me a bit more assurance, like tape it down more, and I also taped down the antenna like that using the electrical tape. Finally, I painted these black and I stuck them on there using the double-sided tape, and that's it. That's all I did to set up my FPV for this helicopter. So to use it, it's very simple. All you gotta do is to plug in the VTX to either of the batteries on the side, and in a moment you'll see that the VTX lights up with the green. Once it lights up, it means that it's able to connect to the FPV goggles, and you'll see the feed coming through the front. Now the VTX, it gets hot really fast, so you probably want to do that step last after you've bound the helicopter to your radio. It's just about ready to take off. That's kind of when I plug it in, because you do need that rotor spinning to give it the airflow to cool the VTX down during the flight operation. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. You can get all of these off AliExpress. I did. I bought it all. Alright, here's a list of all the stuff I got from AliExpress. You don't have to get both goggles. You can either get the L or the X. I personally have the X, but L, I think it works just as fine, and it's much cheaper too. I'll put a link down the description for the helicopter. I bought it off Sterling Kit. I think that's the only place it's available from at the moment. It's still not on the Yuxiang website. I'm not sure why. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for your time. See you. Bye.